We're back in Motegi in the Arca car, except this time it's the new Arca car, and it's in Nick's League for a hosted event. I don't know if this is a 20,000 subscriber special or if it's just a special. I think it's part of his 20,000 subscriber special anyway. We got 100 laps here in the new Arca car with a horsepower bump up 10%, I think, over the stock Arca car. We're in the Camry. We got an all green second row with Lee here on my outside. Qualified P3 out of 31.
Green flag, green flag.
Pretty warm track temp, 126.
Got one outside. Still there? What do you want?
Very dusty track.
Stay low. There's a car on the high side. Next car is clear. Stay low. All clear, all clear.
Went back on brake bias because I can't help myself. We're at 57 in the garage right now.
Stay low. There's a car on the
Neutral in the car. But that actually, we could be rolling that forward. It is... You can light the rear tires up, even in 4 or 5 laps. You'll get the car to slide. Thought about not qualifying, but then I couldn't help myself and qualified. And there was only 1 lap of qualifying as well, which I didn't realize until after I took the checkered, or I guess right before I took the checkered flag. Race could likely go all green if it's anything like Gavin's Grand National race out here. The field just gets really spread out. That race went incredibly clean. Only 2 incidents across the entire field for a, was it a 65 lap race, I think. Balance of this car is a little more on the right rear with the power that we have. So it's not going to be about right front management, it'll be right rear. And we got Mark, who I think is a Arca specialist. I don't think I've driven the Arca car since we had Nick's League. At least not in any serious capacity. I think I've gone in for practice sessions here and there, and just not something I've picked up. I think about it because it's a caution-free series in officials. But just not something I've done. This power adjustment's pretty nice. I was actually, right before I jumped in the session, I was kind of curious on the late model stock what that would feel like with a power bump and the weight, added weight to it. And it's not terrible when you add, I think you can add like 550 pounds in the car, and you can add 10 pounds or 10% power increase. And granted, I don't have a whole lot of laps under that car just because I hate it. But I was hoping that may make you use the brakes a little bit, and I think it did, but I don't, like, it's not going to go in an official race, so only under hosted circumstances would that balance get adjusted. And it may have been partially the setup, because when I added 500 pounds to the car, it really screwed up the front ride height. And then to fix the front ride height, I screwed up the preload, and there's no preload adjustment. So you have to do it by changing the spring rate, which affects ride quality. Anyway, I mean, you could do it. I don't know how well it would change the racing, but it was something I was playing around with. Right before we came in here, I thought about not recording this because I kind of wanted to do a VR race, because I haven't raced in VR in a long time, and I wasn't going to record it, but 100 laps I figured would be a long stint to do in VR with, like, I've done like 10 lap sessions this week, but nothing really more than that. I don't really get motion sick, but just having a headset on for an hour, hour and a half would be a lot after not using it for a while. Field is getting strung out, at least what I can tell in the mirror. There is like a little group back there, about 10 cars back. I guess maybe not that far back, 4 or 5, 6 cars back. Shane, I think, is catching us. We're losing Mark a little bit. Really worried about where I'm finishing. Kind of what's nice now about no leagues. Both leagues were running right up towards the front, so it was wasn't really stressful, but it was like always in the back of your head that trying to get a good finish out of it. Now it doesn't matter. We got the new build tomorrow, so I think I'm going to be changing my overlays since they got the fuel calculator coming, so I can get rid of mine. I think that's what I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to axe the relative and use the in-game relative. I'll probably keep the delta and the best and last lap bars, or modify them to kind of work with the iRacing box. But I kind of want to get away and minimize my overlays, or not minimize, but at least like clean them up a little bit. I'm gonna definitely keep the weather stuff because that's super helpful for me. And I'll likely keep the scoring power, just because I think it's neat to see where everybody is at any point. So it's by number and by initials, so it's sometimes, unless you know you're in the race, you don't really know where you are. I may modify it to kind of show who's laps down. I think by coloring, doing some like font color changes when you're a lap down to the leader, but not sure how well that's going to work. But yeah, I think I'm just going to get away from the SimHub relative box that I've made, since all that information now is should be in the sim,
Stay high. All clear, all clear.
and it might not have the IR and safety rating stuff, but I don't often look at that. And if I really wanted to, I could add like colored circles or something to somebody's name with the overlay. I think I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. And then, yeah, mainly because of the fuel calculator, it's going to be so much easier just to rely on iRacings and not have to worry about. So it doesn't take up, I don't think, that many resources, the fuel calculator box, but I think it's really the relative box that takes up more resources in SimHub. But if I take that out, then the other boxes shouldn't have any frame rate problems. Not that they do, but when you I run a triple screen with and record at the same time, so it's a lot of resources. But better caution here. We'll probably come in and get fuel, maybe. We'll see. Coming back to the restart here, we got fuel, no tires. I think Shane took tires, maybe not. He's right behind us. 86, 84 on the right, 87, 82 on the left. So the actually my left rear was the hottest tire, 203. Right front 190, right rear 197, left front 187. Restarting third here. I think Barrett stayed out. Everybody else did come down to the pits. Big old wheel spin off the start. Too early to take tires. We only have 2 on the wall. I want to save 1 in case we have a late caution. I don't really want to pass Mark here. He's quicker than us, or at least was. The car is full of fuel and is really heavy. Just pushed me all the way through that corner. Tires were also a little cooler. Mark is loose on the throttle out of the corner. Oh, wow. So much weight. It's just pushing the rear on corner entry a lot. Can't quite get to the line, and I want to get to the line. Oh, this weird ass dirty windshield. I forgot about this thing. It's got like weird splotches that look like coffee stains instead of dirt. And I didn't take a tear off there, so they're just starting to show. Mark's struggling to get out of that corner. We'll see if we can get to the inside here. Shane may have tires.
Clear high, outside.
Beginning to wonder if the car is ever going to stop.
Second, third, easy.
car right now feels like a sprint car with just how much the rear end's pretty lively. See, I would drive the Arca car if it drove like this most of the time.
Good job. The next car is the leader. The leader just did a 37.452.
Lee's got a run, pretty big one.
Inside. Stay high. Still there.
Lee may be shifting. I think that's the first time I've heard anybody shift. I forgot that was a thing till now. But I don't think I want to
All clear, all clear. Inside.
shift.
Stay high. There's a cross the low side. Stay high.
That's gonna burn our tires more
Clear low.
than
Inside.
we want.
Stay high. Clear low, clear low.
I did not quite get that corner how I wanted. I wanted to get a runoff, and I just couldn't get the car to turn down and take power. I think we should be in a good position, at least tire-wise, for a little bit. Depends how much of a gap these guys open up. I think these have all taken tires, except for Barrett.
Outside. Still there? Still there? Hold your line. All clear, all clear.
Yeah, I think we're a little too much on the rears coming out of 4. Rear car's sliding. I can't get the power down, which is heating up the rear tires, making it worse trying to get onto the throttle. Maybe if I go forward on my brake bias a little bit may help, maybe. Well, it helps not slide in turn. I think it helped me get off a little bit better without having a slide on the rears coming into the corner.
Stay high.
Second lane, I think one of the races we did here was viable. I think it was the Gen 4,
Stay high.
one of the times we ran that. It is not yet viable.
Stay high. There's a car on the low side.
I think Barrett's older tires are starting to show. I mean, he's got the same tires we got. We're really starting to see where the new tires are taking over.
Outside. Stay low. Stay low. You're clear high. Clear high.
We can also play this a little differently than these guys because they only have one set of tires left.
Stay high.
We can come in at like lap 50, get our fuel and be good for the rest of the race with tires.
Stay high. On the low side.
And they probably will have to stretch it further than that if
Stay high.
their
Clear low.
long run
clear low.
pace between the two tires, if they want
Got one outside.
to have the best opportunity for long run pace,
Stay low.
is to not pit at lap 50, but probably later. So we may have a little bit of an advantage with that. Also, if we have a late caution, we have a tire option. Some of them could have taken 2, which sometimes just left sides are viable. And this may be a case where that's true because
Stay low.
our left rear was the hottest tire.
Clear high. Clear high.
Glad to see there's different strategies though. It gets stale when everybody does pick the same.
Sweet. Shoot up 37.481.
Thought about also using this track for the AI season for the 26 next gens that I'm doing, because I'm certainly not running Talladega because of how ridiculous the lack of decision making the AI has there, or lack of anything other than follow the leader.
All clear, all clear.
But I don't know how they're going to do at Auto Club, because that was the other thought I had, was to run Auto Club. I'll give that a test. It's not the next race. That one is going to be Bristol, but I thought I could also come here for a another oval option. And I'm not 100% sold on the San Diego track. I know it's part of the 2026 season, but I don't run NASCAR stuff in iRacing officials, and I'm not overly wild about the layout, so that one may be a substitute as well, because I don't think I'm going to spend 15 bucks on that track. So we'll probably, that one may become Long Beach. But I also think that I'm going to rethink the happy hour sessions. That B-class race I wasn't overly thrilled about. It just wasn't, I mean, it may be clean relative to all the other oval stuff, but it is, for me, not that clean of a race. And people just drive over their heads like, yeah. It's also a high-tier NASCAR official, like current NASCAR, so everybody's got to prove themselves at every level instead of just racing to race. So I think I'm going to rethink that happy hour stuff. I may integrate it with the NASCAR or with the AI season I'm doing, so it would be next gen happy hour stuff rather than Xfinity, but it may help me drive the next gen car, because I've done some laps at Bristol just testing speed and loading paint schemes, and I can run the bottom no problem, but if I get up top, that car just will instantly loop. So thinking maybe I'll do some setup stuff in the AI season, kind of combine the two into one series. I know it won't be against real people, but it will be for stability stuff, because that next gen is, I don't even know how to describe it. It's highly volatile. It does not react like anything you would think it would react like. It's a GT3 car. On an oval track, it doesn't, the tires are low profile, so it doesn't really have any resistance to bumps or anything. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just going to rethink that series entirely. I just don't see myself racing B-class every week like that. I know it was a short track, but if that happens at a long track, then we have to sit through cautions, and yeah, people just don't race respectfully.
You're going to need rubber shortly. Take it easy.
Yeah, unless it's in a league setting, and
Still there?
we're just, I don't think I'm going to subject myself to that. I do think, though, I wasn't going to buy the
All clear.
Euro car,
Inside.
the Euro NASCAR, and instead run the supercars, the V8 supercars. But those have, like, you can't get a session with those
Still there? Hold your line. All
unless
clear,
you
all
run Aussie time, which for me is like 9:30 on Thursdays and Fridays, which is fine, but I also hate shoehorning myself into one time slot. And there's actually, you would think like the one session before would be popular, but it's not. So with the Euro car coming out, that's going to be popular at least for a couple weeks. And I'm sure Gavin's talking about running it in his league. I'm going to run that. We're going to do some road course racing with that, at least until it dies off. I'm kind of in the mood to run some road now that the leagues are over. I don't want to run caution laps. So I think, yeah, we're going to run the Euro car, I guess. That's what we're going to do. Hopefully it doesn't just completely die over like the Brazilian stock car, but even that car lasted like 2 or 3 weeks before it made it there, so hopefully these guys know I'm trying to pit here. I kind of made a late move. We were out of rubber. So coming down, gonna take 4 tires. We're like halfway through the race.
Pit boxing 10.
We were losing a ton of time, but
5, 3, 2, 1. Right here.
see what tires were. It's the left rear. Like I said, 34% on the left rear. Right front 67, right rear 46. Left front 70.
Alright, that's it. Go.
It's on 50 laps, so
Only got one set of cars remaining.
have to take it easy. Ish. We do have a ton of cars here that we have to pass again, or pass, just presumably. Go back on our brakes. Gavin's pitting.
Got one inside. All clear, all clear. Outside.
Got a couple struggling for grip, it looks like. I know what that was like because we had to fight that.
Still there. All clear, all clear. Got one outside. Still there. Still there. All clear, all clear. You're losing on the car in front. The gap is 1.3 seconds.
Have to watch for any cars that may be going into the pits. I think there are some new names out here, but for the most part, I think most of them know if you don't have voice chat to cut to the inside.
Outside.
I kind of, on my lap,
All clear.
forgot about it until like we were almost to the corner. Luckily I had enough room to kind of spin it down to the apron.
The leader just did a 37.936. Got one outside. Stay low, there's a car on the high side. All clear, all clear. Inside, all clear, all clear.
Oh no, lost one. Oh man, hopefully that's
All right, man,
not a
caution is
caution.
out, caution is out.
All right, coming back to the green. We had to take a wave around, and I jumped the wave line thinking we wouldn't get black flag for it and not have to scurry around, but hopefully Nick clears it here. We weren't doing anything that we weren't going to get awarded for. I was just trying to save having to hurry up to catch the end of the field. I didn't take tires or make a pit stop because yeah, we couldn't not get a wave around. And he may not do it this time. That's why you don't just do it. I think we can do one more lap and then we're gonna have to serve. Yeah, we're gonna have to come in this time.
Still there. Car 36 has taken the lead. You're clear high, clear high. Outside. All clear, all clear.
I've seen people do it before. I've never been in a position where you take the wave around before getting issued the wave around. So yeah, I had no idea you had to actually wait. I thought it would just let you go through. We better not take any services. We're gonna have to
3, 2,
wait in the pits.
right here.
I don't know why I told them not to. I guess we're taking our tires now. Well, this has gone from bad to worse. Might as well take fuel while we're here. Oh, I guess we don't need fuel. They gave me fuel. Okay, well. Now we're just gonna sit here and think about what we did.
That's it, go. Just hit the tires. Make them last the rest of the race.
Well, sorry, Connor. I think he got black flag for the same thing I did. I had no idea that was going to happen. I've seen people just drive around the pace car before, and then it must be that's under the assumption that you're going to have a black flag cleared. Now I know. You can't just do that. So, not that I was trying to take advantage of that at all. Just long track. They only give you a lap to catch up, and
The car behind you is busy.
then it makes it kind of dangerous when you're catching the field. But everybody else, I think, had well, everybody that was on the lead lap had fresh tires, just came in for tires, so our only set of tires,
Did a 36.7.
well, we had a set on the wall until we butchered that too with coming in late and not turning them off, I guess, in time. I hit the button to not
The car behind you is
take
busy.
tires, but whatever. a little far away to see anything. We'll see if we can catch anybody and I don't know why they don't do the wave rounds with 2 to go. Must be because they don't do it in real life like that. But the wave rounds should happen when after everybody has a chance to pit, I guess. I guess technically you could pit with 2 to go, but which would change who gets waved around. But they should just do a wave at 2 to go and then another wave at 1 to go if there's anybody still out there. That would save rear-ending the end of the pacing line when cars are flying up at full speed trying to catch the field before it goes green. And we're the only one 2 laps down, so we would need double cautions to get our lap back, and other people have fresher tires. So we are just riding around. This kind of feels like Indy in the Gen 4 League. Where, yeah, we picked up damage in that one, and we're not on pace. We're on pace, but...
The leader just did a 37.195.
Yeah. My own fault. I think that makes it worse.
Got one outside. All clear, all clear.
Still got a quarter of the race to go. I mean, we could get 2 cautions out of it and be back at the end of the field. At least the field seemed to spread out. And that may be the track too. Motegi's not like a track you can really run right on top of each other. It's kind of like Big Darlington. Or Wide Darlington, I guess. I don't think it might be a little longer. This is an odd length, I think. I think it's like 1.57 or it's a little over a mile and a half. That's maybe one thing they could improve on, is telling you what is a black flaggable offense. Like, I mean, I probably should know what a black flaggable offense was, but there's no indication that that's black flaggable offense until you get the black flag. So what they should do is they should have a warning. You know, you better let the pace car by, or else you're gonna get black flag. Because sometimes they warn you, like, oh, you gotta let this car by, and then it comes to one to go, and then it's like, oh, well, actually, no, just kidding. That didn't really matter. Like, lining up, double file, it doesn't penalize you if you pass the car before the line. That's why I was thinking, oh, it won't matter to pass the pace car before the line, because once the pace car crosses the line, it's going to reset, and it won't black flag us because it knows we need to catch up a lap. I'm just making excuses now because I'm driving by myself, not racing anybody. I mean, it does say let the pace car by, but it doesn't give you the penalty until you get the penalty. Or it doesn't warn you what the penalty is before the penalty. We are catching the pack. Maybe we'll have some entertainment here and I don't have to talk. I don't have to talk anyway, but I feel forced to because there's nothing going on. At least my windshield's clear and we don't have to look at the coffee stains. That was probably worth 2 laps, not having to look at that. Although it's starting to come back, I can faintly see it. It's not going to show up in the recording, but I don't get why there's no, like, black streak marks, but we get these, like, what I think it's resembling, or what they're trying to go for, is like a dust clinging statically, or like a static charge in the polycarbonate windshield, and it's simulating, like, dust collecting on it, but it looks so bad. But there's no marbles. Like, that's what I don't get. I really... And I think it's because, oh, you know, we're in a simulation and it's for the masses, so the masses need to be able to see out the windshield, but, I mean, I'd like this thing to get completely filthy, where you can't see out of it. And there's some NASCAR racing mods for NR 2003 that really go to town on dirt. I mean, I think even the stock original Cup mod, like, windshield gets really dirty. And we're 21 laps in. Granted, we haven't really been following anybody, but you look at the track, there should be tons of marbles at the top of the track. There's marbles, I don't know that they get picked up on the recording, but they're on the apron. We're running in a grooved surface. We're following cars directly. They are kicking up debris all the time, and we have a clean-ass windshield. Like, it just bugs me to no end. But they do simulate coffee stains on the windshield.
Outside.
And it's not just this car, it's all the cars. Except for dirt for some reason. They'll just throw random splotches of mud on your windshield when it makes no sense. It's like RNG'd when you get to use a tear off, and it just drives me up the wall. Car handling's starting to come in. Tires are a little warm. Hard to get on the power.
Got one outside. Still there.
None of this is for position. I'm not trying to battle anybody or take away from people's battles. Well, so far it looks like taking tires at that very first pit stop was the strategy. I think the highest non-first stint tire taker is Alex in the 8.
The leader just did a 30.
So I don't know if he took tires or not. Maybe Gavin in 10th. Yeah, that sounds right. One of those two. I was gonna say Lee, but I think Lee did take tires. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was Barrett who stayed out in front of us. Currently 16th.
Got one outside. Still there. You're clear high, clear high.
Got 2 to go, I think. Maybe 4.
Outside. You're clear high, clear high.
4 on the board, but I think we're 2 down, so I think there's only 2 to go. Or 2 to go this time. Or not. I don't know how many laps are left. I think it's 3. This is part of the problem with my overlay, is it's not right. Yeah, it's lap 96. So the lap number is showing the leader's lap number. I'm 2 down on the lap on the leader. Yeah, that's confusing. That's the first time I think I've encountered seeing that, or at least picked up on it. That's why I think I'm going to do away with my overlays. Well, at least the relative. We'll keep the bottom. Just make it a little less confusing. And then I don't have to update them. Not that I update them, but tweak them. Just do away with it. Simplify it. Well, I was just gonna follow Barrett, but I don't know if he got loose or if he's letting us by, or... Oh, well, it was a good race. We really screwed ourselves, so... I think I feel worse that Connor followed me. It wasn't his fault. "25th, 2 laps down." But it was a fun race. Car handled great. It was a challenge. Something that I wish the official series had was looser cars. But yeah, we'll be back. I think Nick's running another one midweek. Another posted event, so we'll be in that. We'll probably do a Euro NASCAR race sometime this week, picking up the one of the unofficial races. Tube frame twister, I think, this week, and maybe do one of the AI races at Bristol. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.